What's up? Welcome to the False Finish feed, Saturday feed now. It used to be on Fridays, but it will be on Saturdays now. We just have too much going on Fridays with the other YouTube channels. So we're going to move it to Saturday. So we're going to be doing Saturdays going forward. Move my camera here. But we have an exciting show. We're going to break down what happened on SmackDown last night. Some interesting things in the feed. And then I'm going to bring on Malik from Spot Monkey Radio, and we'll discuss some, what's to come for the next week in pro wrestling, or the next couple of weeks in pro wrestling, because it's the road to WrestleMania, so you know it's going to be exciting. You know there's a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit happened at the Elimination Chamber. We spoke about it Monday, John Cena turning heel. There's been so many crazy things that I've seen the last couple of fucking days. I think the feed now, honestly, going forward, will start to be more me curating things that I see on social media, and we'll talk about it on Saturdays. One, for instance, I don't have it, so I don't have it handy, but I think from now on I'm going to start keeping them handy to save the links so I can share the screens. But all the kids, there was a compilation of all the kids crying when they saw John Cena turn heel, and it made me laugh so hard. Wow. It was so funny just to see the you don't see that anymore, I think is what it was. It's rare to see that kind of reaction, visceral reaction out of people when it comes to pro wrestling. Last time we saw it, and honestly, the last time I felt it was when Mark Henry faked his retirement and beat the shit out of Johnson. I thought that was astounding. That had a great moment. Miz cashing in the Money in the Bank against Orton with the kid in the crowd. That was a visceral moment, I think. And I think that's one thing that that everybody is really talking about, is the moment that John Cena created. It'll live in its place in time forever. It'll never age. It'll be priceless for as long as you're a wrestling fan. You'll remember the day. You know exactly where you were when John Cena turned heel. It was impressive, but to see the literal, like, the chain of like, kids still love that guy. They still love that guy. It was crazy, and to see it happen. I don't know if anybody knew. They say nobody knew but Triple H, Brian Gewirtz, and The Rock. And we have news about this whole thing. That's why I'm talking about it right now. Which means I'll just kind of do graphics. We need to set the segments. And that will just be news from the feed. And one of the top stories that I saw. Now, I'm not going to bring up any of the stories. If you want to follow along, it was on WrestleZone. That's where I credit my sources. I will cite my sources. It was on WrestleZone, but there was a story. It's Colin Tessier. That's who it is.
So the guy says for two.
No, it's Joe Tessitore. Well done. No, but this one is The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to say yes, but Cody Rhodes thought that wouldn't be smart for business. So their next option was John Cena. And my question, and I'm assuming everybody's going to have this question now going forward because they read this just came out. This literally just came out, I think, a couple of days ago. I don't know how it's being reported. I'm trying to load the thing up now. This is as of 6 hours ago. That's what it says on WrestleZone. So I don't know how fresh the story is. But they're saying that The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to go heel. He wanted him to accept his offer. He wanted to basically turn Cody heel. Now, on what planet does that make sense? So I'm happy that Cody Rhodes actually did. He wanted Cody to turn heel. He wanted Cody to accept the offer. The Rock. He wanted Cody to accept his offer and become like a corporate champion and become like Ric Flair. I don't know if The Rock is just in his mind when he's in the Iron Paradise and he's clanging and banging, you know, and he's just got these ideas flowing through his head, I assume, and maybe that was one of them. Oh, I can be the wise man to Cody Rhodes, or like the J.J. Dillon to Ric Flair's Cody's Ric Flair. Yes, The Rock is. He's not in our reality. So, like, exactly. But here's my issue. You tried to flex the muscle of being in charge last year. When you tried to strong arm Cody out of the title picture and try to fight Roman Reigns. Now, I don't know if that was all story or work. Some of it could be real. Some of it, I don't know. We don't fucking know. We're all marks, so it doesn't matter. So everybody could sit here and say they fucking know it, but you don't. You're a fucking mark. You're watching it from your couch just like I am, and you're just speculating. This is all hearsay and conjecture, if you will. All right? But we all thought that he kind of strong-armed Cody out because he wanted to fight Roman. And then when he realized that shit didn't work, he had to go to this weird final boss heel bullshit. He had to bring in Brian Gewirtz to write him a whole script. Because God forbid he fucking comes off the top of his head like he used to. But even then he didn't. You want to talk about overrated wrestlers? I'm going to say it right now, baby girl. Fucking hot take on the feed on Saturday, right out of the box. I think The Rock is overrated. I always felt that way. He was never Stone Cold Steve Austin, at least in my perspective. Hey, Rough Shot, what's up? He was not Stone Cold Steve Austin. He was not a good in-ring worker like Shawn, Brett, and Triple H. That's what I'm saying. Everybody overlooks the game. They overlook Triple H, and they always suck The Rock's proverbial penis.
Suck The Rock's rock?
That's why she's the best producer in the business. And I think he's a little overrated. And I think he kind of overstepped himself because this era kind of passed him by. And he's trying to like fit his way into this era. And I like the final boss gimmick. I like the idea of it. Because technically he is the final boss. He is the partner on TKO, right? So he's in charge. WWE basically belongs to him, apparently. Him and Triple H. So I don't fucking know. But so then that doesn't work, right? I'm a little jumbled because I smoked a little weed before we started, right? So he tries to strong arm and fight Roman. That doesn't work. So now he turns heel. Then they have this weird fucked up ending at WrestleMania 40 where it's the Undertaker chokeslamming The Rock instead of Stone Cold Steve Austin beating the shit out of The Rock, which is what we all wanted to see. All due respect to the dead man. Love the dead man. Big Undertaker fan. But even I was like, why is he here beating him up? So now if you're wondering what I'm talking about the current first story in the feed that I saw here, which was The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to actually accept his offer. Now here's my question. He accepts the offer, he fights a babyface John Cena. Now John Cena is literally done at the end of the year. John Cena is done after this. You've turned Cody heel now. Where do you go? What are you going to fight Roman now? A face Roman? Roman's not a face. I hate to break the news to everybody. Roman's a tweener if you're lucky. He's more of a heel stick because he's still calling the shots with Heyman, still comes when he wants, shows up with, he doesn't give a fuck. Roman is still Roman. I don't think you don't classify Roman as a bad guy or a good guy, heel or face. You just classify him as the tribal chief. He is literally on an island by himself. That is literally the truth. Okay? He is an attraction. He is basically what Brock Lesnar was 10 years ago. That's what Roman technically is now. If you don't want to admit that, I'm sorry. If you think Roman's like this worker and he's still a wrestler, he's not. He's not. I hate to break the news to everybody, but he's not. He's an attraction. He's basically what John Cena is. You know? And Roman doesn't even, how often do we see Roman Reigns? I know he got taken out with Seth Rollins and he's going to make his comeback in a couple weeks. They're fumbling it up a little bit, I feel. I feel like they want to give Roman a long rest. I think everybody thinks it's going to be a triple threat. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be a triple threat. we're not going to get there. Let's get to here. So Cody declines the offer. Cody says that's not a good idea. So they turn John Cena, which anti-hero. Yes, Rob Scott. Absolutely agree. That's what fucking basically Roman is. So now you turn John Cena heel. Now I loved what they did. The promo was great. The segment was fantastic. Like I said, it'll live in our minds for the rest of our lives, right? But he's done at the end of the year.
Or is he?
Now you've created this white hot heel, and now he's done.
Or
now I get it. Oh, I know. Yeah, I get it. You can vanquish him, and he can come back. You know, you'll vanquish him, and he'll come back later if he wants to. But he's saying he's done. That's what he said.
And he also said he was good.
It's true too. I like how you're looking at this from the devil's advocate. I appreciate
That's what I.
In a little bit, I will have Malik join the show, and we will talk a little bit more about this. But I agree with Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette says it makes no fucking sense because now you turn him into white hot heel where he can literally run this gimmick minimum 2 to 3 years. Minimum. This heel John Cena shtick could work for at least 2 to 3 years. That's how long Hollywood Hogan kind of lasted in WCW. Turned heel in 1996. By 1999, he was back in red and yellow. I think people tend to forget about that. We forget about that weird night on WCW where all of a sudden you heard American Made and he come walking back out in the trunks. And people are like, what the fuck? I think that was late 1999, if I'm not mistaken, or 2000.
I can't.
It didn't last very long.
I can't.
I know. But you could run this at least 2-3 years. So it's not going to make any, to me, it made no serious sense to turn him heel. Because now what happens? He runs heel for a month, couple of weeks. He wrestles Cody, loses, and then goes back because he failed. Does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to work it in here to where it makes sense. I saw somebody kind of use AI to see what his next opponents would be for the next year. And they claimed that he would win WrestleMania, basically fight Randy Orton, fight CM Punk, fight Gunther for some reason, fight Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewel, then fight Cody Rhodes in December again for the belt, but Cody would probably win and vanquish this heel Johnson. If AI predicts that correctly, we're in trouble. But I don't think Triple H is that predictable because those matches seem very predictable. Like even the Survivor Series match was The Rock, John Cena. I forgot who there was 2 people that Finn Balor and somebody else, and I was like, what a fucking idiot. And then it was like Cody, Punk, Orton. Like it was a War Games match, and I was just like, it's just too predictable. That's the way it is. But if it goes that way, it'll be crazy. I don't know. I just don't see the sense here. The Rock is trying to fit himself into this world, the WWE universe.
Is that what he does in all his movies too?
And exactly. Thank you. You just took my point. He's trying to strong arm himself into this like he did the movies where The Rock, where now I know everybody's going to sit here, all the comic book people are going to tell me, oh, you know, Black Adam could fight Superman. But it's like, but still, like this guy can't lose to Superman and shit like that. And it was stuff like, I was like, come on, man. You're strong arming yourself.
He can't lose to Cody.
You know? Like I guess I always felt like he was overrated to begin with. He was very funny. His promos were very funny, even though they were all just weird anatomy jokes. Rudy poo candy ass. I'm gonna shove it up your candy ass. Turn it sideways, right? Shove it up your ass. Monkey ass. It was always.
That means like there's no imagination.
I know. Like I said, it was always like that. Even when he came back in 2012, Roman's condition is the only thing that throws a wrench in the machine. Hope he can stay healthy. Yeah, I know, because Roman Reigns has leukemia. That's a thing. That's what I'm saying. But Roman has earned. He's worked his ass off. With the Shield, then when he was a babyface, he was constantly there. This whole leukemia thing, he had to go to a lax schedule, but by that point, I felt like he had earned it. And when he went heel and did the tribal chief gimmick, it solidified how he works. This all makes sense now. Like I'm fine with him taking the time off because he's allowed to. He's a tribal chief. You know what I'm saying? Because they created a gimmick that makes it work, just like heel John Cena works. Because if you remember when Hollywood Hogan first went Hollywood, he would go off and do movies and send promos from the movie sets. So John Cena could do that. That's what I'm saying. This gimmick could go easily 2 to 3 years. Like, fucking easily. If he wants it to. The question is, does it create enough of a buzz down the line? Now, it's already the most watched clip in WWE history. It's already, let me repeat that. It's the most watched clip in WWE history. That 6-minute clip of Cody getting the shit kicked out is the most watched clip in the history of the game. So you already got the buzz. Now Cena's going to come back on March 17th to a new theme, to a new look, because he ain't coming out with the shirt and the towel no more. That's done. I'm assuming he's coming out decked out to the nines in a full suit, and he's going to cut promos very slow and methodical. He's going to do the exact opposite of what you remember seeing. So whatever you saw, whatever you remember,
You didn't see.
You can see him now. That's probably what he's going to say.
You can see him.
Now you're all going to see me now because I'm going to be the champion again. In number 17 or whatever, right? There's a lot of stuff that he's going to say.
Did you see this one?
Oh my God, I forgot. It's time to bring Dustin into the mix. Not sure of his contract status. Dustin Rhodes, if he's a free agent, I could see come back to WWE and working something with Cena. I could see something like that happen. Maybe that'll be this. We're going to do a heel Cena fantasy booker today before the end of the show, and obviously a Tony's takes featuring Malik. We'll bring Malik. If I have time, because we have to go soon. So, but yeah. So I'm hoping this goes according to their plans. I feel like The Rock keeps throwing wrenches right around WrestleMania season. He just shows up with his glasses like this. I got Rock glasses now, by the way. So, like this, he shows up.
Oh yeah.
Right. And he just points at that Triple H. Paul Levesque, I want in on WrestleMania. Right, and then Triple H is like, everything's penciled in. Right, and he goes, too bad. The final boss wants to be a part of WrestleMania. And now you have to factor that dipshit in. He does it every year now, it seems. It's like clockwork. You're going to start setting your watch to it. Next year, you're going to be like, when does The Rock factor himself in to this little picture? Because who's going to be in the title picture at that point? Who is he going to want? Like, I don't understand how this is working out. Because they're not around enough to create a gimmick like this. Like John Cena turned heel, dropped the mic, disappeared for weeks. That Monday Night Raw is going to be a very high-rated Raw. Right, everybody's going to Netflix. Don't be surprised if your Netflix fucking shit crashes or if it's buffered. Because everybody's going to want to hear what John Cena has to say. And they're going to want to, and it's not about what he has to say. It's going to be how he says it. How is he going to be presented to us now as a full-on heel again? Now, we all remember John Cena as the heel when he first did the Thugonomics gimmick. He ain't going to do that again. You ain't going to hear basic Thugonomics. He ain't coming out with a chain with a lock around his neck. It's done. That era of John Cena is done. He cut that shit off when he with that face, that deadpan mean face, and he raised the belt that way. It's that whole shit is done. His time is now. Like, that's it. And like I said, he could come walking out on March 17th and say to everybody, I'm not retiring. I never said that. I said this era was done. I knew about this era long before you knew about this era, and I knew this era was coming. So now get ready for this era of Johnson. And he's like the big boss before the final boss, essentially. Because to me, this ends only one way. And I assume it's next year, WrestleMania. But it ends one way. The Rock versus Cody Rhodes. Like, that's how this has to end, to me. Cody Rhodes finished his story with Roman, but The Rock was the one the next night said, your story is not done with me. So now Cody still technically has to finish another story. And the only way to finish that story is to vanquish The Rock's champion, which he will do by December, and then vanquish The Rock himself, I assume, at WrestleMania. So you see how he did that? Smart man. He prolonged it a year. So now you fight John Cena for a year, The Rock's champion. You beat The Rock's champion. and now you have to fight the final boss. So a smart move, how they're kind of maneuver. Triple H is going to have to really get creative with the writing all the way through to December. But like I said, John Cena as a heel, you could keep John Cena all the way through if you wanted. It's all about 2027. It'll run stale about them. And then you can then vanquish Cena if you want. But they're smart. They're going to probably do it. They're going to strike while the iron is hot. Cena's going to be at the top of his game as a heel. And then Cody will cut him down and send him on his way. I made it. You can start over. I appreciate you. That's not the only news from the feed. We're going to work right now. Gotta believe this all ends with Cena versus The Rock at Wrestling. No, I don't think so, Ruff. And the only reason I say that is because that's already happened twice. We've already seen it. Now, I said a couple weeks ago it would be cool to see them fight again in a rubber match. Maybe it does. And if it does, I wouldn't be disappointed. But to me, this story should end with Cody versus The Rock. Cody needs to beat The Rock one-on-one. You remember last year in the tag match, The Rock and Roman won. They beat Seth and Cody that night of WrestleMania. Okay? And in the business, you're always owed a receipt. The Rock owes Cody a receipt. You understand? So now Cody is going to cash that receipt in. And I think it's going to be at WrestleMania 42. They got to play it smart now, because I know The Rock's going to be doing a lot of fucking movies and what have you. You know? But it was interesting to say the least. Now, Cody Rhodes comes out on SmackDown. And this is where we're going to get back into the feed. Here we're going to talk about the SmackDown results. Cody Rhodes came out, basically said, if you want some, come get some, John Cena. You gave up. You never give up, you gave up, he basically said. Very babyface promo from Cody Rhodes. His face was mangled, courtesy of Travis Scott. Everybody saw the footage. Travis Scott really, smacked the shit out of his face, almost blew his eardrum out. Cody Rhodes was on SmackDown, visible with little bruises on his face where Travis Scott had hit him in the face. Cody told somebody in the locker room he didn't get him, but he did. It was obvious. But it's here, right? But here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that Cody got walloped twice with that belt by John Cena. You heard it. Like, you heard it on camera. So Cody's face was beat up, but that promo was great. It was a great fucking promo by Cody Rhodes. Basically saying, I said no, you sold your soul. I guess at WrestleMania, you want some, come get some. Pretty Deadly defeated the Motor City Machine Guns, I guess, to become the number one contenders for the tag titles. I'm interested to see what they're doing. I like what I'm seeing from SmackDown and Raw in terms of tag team wrestling. They're trying to bring it back to where it used to be, which was respected. I didn't see this match, unfortunately. I didn't watch it. I was doing a live stream yesterday, and then last night I just kind of caught the cliff notes on YouTube. So I'm just finding out this, just like you guys. But that was also what happened. There's a few other things that happened. Alba Fire aligns with Chelsea Green and helps her retain her U.S. title against Michin. They had to find something for this dummy to do because they released the tag team partner. So you got to find something to do.
Well, we can't fire her.
You can't fire them all. So right now, Chelsea Green, I assume, the United States champion, is probably over on SmackDown because they're starting a faction here. And usually when you're over, that means that you have enough. You're generating either enough heel heat or enough babyface shit, babyface fire, we'll call it, that they want to align weaker elements around you. So that maybe you can elevate that talent.
Or you just suck.
So, because you suck. That's the point.
Yeah.
So they're hoping that Chelsea Green could help elevate this Alba Fire as well as Piper Niven.
Hot take, just remove women completely.
We can't do that, unfortunately.
Well,
Randy Orton cut a promo. I watched that promo. He basically called John Cena rock's bottom, which was pretty funny.
that's fun.
And then went on to cut a promo basically saying that Kevin Owens is jealous. He's a jealous man. That's why he does what he does. It has nothing to do with being slighted or being screwed over. It's basically him just being jealous of people getting shit that he wants, and he's very unhappy about it. It was a very good promo from Randy Orton. Randy Orton over the years has been rough to watch sometimes when it comes to promos. This wasn't bad. If you notice, and I noticed this because I prided myself on promos, Randy kept doing this because he had to like make sure he didn't forget what he was gonna say. He did it like 4 or 5 times. Once or twice I let it go, but after that fourth or fifth time, I'm like, Randy, they gave you a mouthful to say, and he's trying to remember it all because he doesn't want to fuck it up. So he's cutting it. He's taking his breaks. Yes. I love promos, so that's the only reason I picked up on that immediately. But it was a good promo from Randy. Very good. Randy did a good job. What else happened on there? We're going to get to the big news, obviously, which was the main event of SmackDown.
Which one?
Next week, Miz TV from Barcelona, Spain. Barcelona. He will be interviewing Cody Rhodes, so that should be interesting. Then, of course, we had the Jade Cargill promo with Naomi and Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair basically comes out crying to the crowd. Oh. Naomi says, I did it for you. You know I did it for you. And blah, blah, blah. And then she says, I can't fuck with you no more because I can't believe you did this. Playing the victim too strong to where you kind of know she was the one who orchestrated it. It's a very nice little Reese's Pieces line they're doing there. It's an ET reference. But then she leaves. Jade Cargill shows up. They walk past each other. She's like, back, go ahead. And then Cargill beats the shit out of Naomi. This was all information given to me by Malik. I appreciate that. Then, of course, the big news from SmackDown, the main event, Shinsuke Nakamura versus, LA Knight for the United States Championship. And LA Knight is now your new United States champion over on the blue brand.
Louisiana Knight?
Louisiana Knight. Yes, that's a good callback to R-Truth. Very well done, young lady. Very well done. But yeah, that's so far from the feed. Like I said, it was pretty good stuff. SmackDown wasn't bad from what I saw. Like I said, the Cliff Notes on YouTube, and then reading the results here, it wasn't bad. Not a bad show, probably not a great show. I'm sure the 3 hours probably is making people go, Jesus Christ, get through this already. It should be 2 hours, I believe. SmackDown should not be 3 hours. That's too long for that program. But it's, we're setting up here. The road to WrestleMania is obviously getting clearer and clearer. And we'll break down some matches here in our head.
Yeah.
And we'll look into that in Fantasy Booker. Oh, thank you. Into Fantasy Booker. And for that, I'm going to invite Malik. We're going to wait for him to join. While he does that, I'll just start talking about what we're going to do. And we're going to pretty much fantasy book WrestleMania right now. So as we see it, who would think's going to win this? So let me just quickly send that link to Malik. I know he's waiting in the wings. He's playing WWE 2K25. So I'm glad I'm getting that game next week. So there's going to be a lot of live streaming that game from 2 channels, this one and my other one, Legend Series. So we're going to be going back and forth with the wrestling games. So that should be fun. But I did invite Malik now. So now WrestleMania, in terms of what's going on, it's interesting. And if you're watching it, then you kind of see what's happening. Obviously, you have John Cena, Rhodes. You have Jey Uso versus Gunther. You have Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton. You have Bianca Belair versus Io Sky. These are the championship matches. The tag team titles are going to be involved at some point. So I'm assuming it's going to be a big either ladder match on the SmackDown brand. I'm waiting for Malik to turn his camera. Once you get your camera on, I will add you in. Or if you can't add the camera, let me know. Are you there, bud?
Yeah.
There you go. What's up? I played a little fantasy booker for WrestleMania, bringing you in to talk about what obviously we see what's setting up on WrestleMania, right? You see how matches are setting up. So we're going to play fantasy booker here right now, me and you, and we're just going to basically pick the winners and basically why we would make it that way and how we would take the story further, right? Right now, I broke down the 4 title matches, the 2 women's and the 2 heavyweight title matches. Of course, we're going to see what I assume will be Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. If you had to guess, right? And then on the Raw side of things, you're going to see something involving AJ Styles and Braun Breaker with the Intercontinental Championship. Probably going to involve a couple other people. And I assume, and maybe you could agree with me here, they're going to do something with the tag titles on SmackDown for the WrestleMania.
Definitely.
All right. So as we are right now, what would you put on the card going forward right now? What do you see, or what do you see that I didn't say?
It's tough for me to decide that, because if I said Naomi and Jade, you'd be like, no, that's just for TV.
Yeah.
So I thought about it and I immediately took it back.
Now, do you believe, like I believe, that they put the belt on Io Sky because they don't want Rhea Ripley to fall in the background with this whole storyline going on?
Possibly.
Because I just felt like they were like, well, no, because they'll probably have something else for Rhea. Or like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if it winds up happening that Bianca Belair is obviously found out and she doesn't fight for the title at WrestleMania. Or she has to fight 2 nights. And then Rhea Ripley will get a rematch at WrestleMania and maybe still fight Bianca Belair the next night on night 2. Is there any volition?
He does not care.
Yeah, I know. Do you think that's true? I'm just trying to give it its proper attention.
No, you do not have to, babe. Look at him.
That's all I'm saying.
Look at him.
But if you had to, how would
you sound like you're forcing yourself to do so.
He is. He is.
I know he is.
No one cares.
I'm just trying. I'm trying to be journalist integrity. Yeah, journalistic integrity. If you catch my drift. But I honestly don't care.
No.
But if we had to fantasy book it, how would you fantasy book it? How would you book this? Would you book it like that? Night 1, they still fight, and then night 2, the title match happens? Because they got to book 2 nights. The way I'm seeing it, one of these nights is going to be great if it's all these matches that you're seeing. So what about the other night?
You say one's going to suck?
My thing is, they did 7 and 7? 7 both nights?
Yeah.
That's short.
Well, the matches were long.
Oh.
They gave them like a lot of time.
Yeah. They give them house show time.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm saying the way this is setting up, it has to be.
At this point, I think we got a triple threat match on our hands. We got Io Sky defending the title against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair.
Babe, go to comments. Roughshod says that. I can't touch it because my hands.
Oh, okay. So there you go. There's in a ladder match. Jesus Christ.
I don't know about it needing to be a ladder match, because I think that's too much.
But they would probably do it.
Zach Mager, happy International Women's Day. I like the Price is Right logo. That's cool. Hey man, listen. I hope it goes down. I like my way. I like Bianca Belair fighting Jade Cargill night 1, right? And then she gets her title match, or the title match is the first night and Jade costs her the belt because she finds out the truth or some shit, right? And then they fight each other night 2. Just adds more fire.
I don't think we need to do that for them to run it back like the next night over.
You don't think so?
Just do the championship match, and you save that story for another show, another big show.
Oh, so you're thinking push it off?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a bad idea neither. I'm fine with that. Okay, so now John Cena as a heel. Did you see Cornette's take on it?
I have yet to have heard it.
Okay, so Cornette liked what they did because they liked the segment, but he doesn't understand. It makes no sense because John Cena is done in December, and he feels like you've created a white hot heel that, like I said to you on Monday, that could go a few years, and you're basically cutting yourself off at the fucking knees and shit canning all the merchandise that he was selling, all the Make-A-Wish that he was doing.
Oh my god!
Just for a couple of months.
Yeah.
It makes a lot when you think about it. It makes no sense. Now, at the beginning, I don't know if you listen at the beginning, I feel like The Rock trying to strong arm his way into these things is causing problems. Like, you didn't have to turn anybody heel.
Wait, I know. I have a theory.
What's that?
What if like John was just felt typecasted and wanted to just
No.
No.
From what I read, The Rock wanted Cody Rhodes to accept his offer. Cody Rhodes didn't want to do that because they felt like Cody's still good as a babyface. So then they went with John Cena. Because for some reason, The Rock wants a champion. Does this angle make any sense to you when you watch it back, now that we've had enough time to take the rose-colored glasses off because of how great the segment was and the moment was?
Yeah.
Does it make any sense to you now? Like going forward with John Cena as a heel, even if he wins at WrestleMania, he takes the title. Does
Not
it make
really,
any sense?
because then also it's like, all right, why'd you do what you did? Well, we can't find out this week. We can't find out next week. We gotta wait until March 17th.
Thank you. I said that too.
So basically, you just told me I have to wait. What's that? The premium live event was on the 1st, 17th. You mean to tell me I gotta wait that many days? I gotta wait 2 weeks and
That's
some
insane.
just
That's
to hear the rebuttal
Now he
to
says
make you go, oh, okay, now it makes sense to me.
Yeah. He says WWE works on an extension deal. I don't think it's about working on an extension deal because according to Cena, he's done. This is the run. Now he's done. He said in December he is done.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's about working on an extension. It's not about a contract thing. He's just done because he wants to do movies.
I'm like, why would he want to turn around and say, oh, you know what? He's gonna pull what Mark Henry pulled on him and be like, no, it'd be unnecessary.
I know. Because I think it would be, if you did it something like that where
He doesn't want to play bad guys in movies.
he has.
Oh.
Yeah, he has. He was a bad guy in Fast and the Furious, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, right? He was Dom's brother or some shit. He
Yep,
was the
because
bad
they
guy.
need family. So yeah.
So that's not the
Okay, so now here's the big question. Jey Uso, Gunther, do you see them finally pulling the trigger on main event Jey Uso and becoming
Yes.
world champion Jey Uso? Yeah,
I do.
Okay, now, do you like the baby faces carrying the title? We've had a year of Cody Rhodes, right? We've seen the year of the baby face, essentially, which we haven't seen in a very long time because Roman has dominated the TV screens as the champion, right?
Correct.
Now we're gonna if Cody somehow slays the monster at WrestleMania, right, and retains his championship, and we're gonna go now post WrestleMania, right? 2 babyface champions. That's, I mean, I know it's happened before, but it doesn't tend to really. Gets boring real quick.
Yeah.
You see it getting boring for Jey Uso real fast.
No.
You think he can hold that belt for like a year, like Cody is right?
I'm not gonna say he can hold it for a year, but I can see him having a strong 6 months as champion.
Okay.
4 to 6 is the most I'm giving him.
Yeah, I give him
Between
till
4 to
SummerSlam.
6 months.
Yeah, I usually give them to SummerSlam. SummerSlam is usually the barometer. When you see who they're fighting at SummerSlam, you could kind of say, like, oh yeah, he's handing this belt off.
Like, here's the thing that's interesting. Rollins won his first world championship and defeating Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. He never lost the title. He even wound up becoming U.S. champion while losing the U.S. title, but injury is what took him out. So it's like we'll never know when he was going to lose that belt.
That's true.
Can we look at Roughshot's comment?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. Roughshot says, "Oh my God, what if Roman got to Cena's soul first?" Well,
I think that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, according to Randy Orton, Cena is now Rock's bottom.
Correct. When he said that, I was like, man, yeah. I was like, everybody was like, ooh. I was like, I knew what he meant.
Yeah, even Orton was like, okay, that one went over everybody's head.
It really did, though.
Yeah.
Does he mean like his bitch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He meant bottom.
He meant bottom for
Yeah.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now I read this rumor. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if you read it too. That they said CM Punk got kind of reprimanded because he went off script on Monday. Is there any validity? I don't believe that at all because I don't think it's a credible source. That's why I'm not citing this.
Well, because people are speculating because he got pulled off of I guess the two what was it? I think they're gonna do at least 3 episodes of Raw out of the States. And I guess when Cena's supposed to return, and I guess maybe Rock and Cena show up, allegedly Punk won't be on those show dates. I'm like, there's got to be a reason, but maybe it's not all that serious, like people love to make it out to be.
All right, so this is what the real portion of Fantasy Booker is. I said it at the beginning of the show, and I wanted to bring you on to help me. Okay? Cena wins the WWE World Championship at WrestleMania. You and I are going to play Fantasy Booker for the rest of the year.
Okay.
Until December, when he is obviously done. What is
supposedly done?
Supposedly done, of course. Allegedly.
Yes.
Coming out of WrestleMania, obviously we have Backlash. It's usually always the first big event after WrestleMania. Is it the immediate rematch, or is he fighting someone else?
I'm gonna
compact, right? Like he's got a lot of dates to fill now at the end of this rest of this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you see?
I'm gonna say immediate rematch.
Okay. Do you see success, or do we continue to keep the belt on Cena?
We allow Cena to retain.
Okay, so Cena retains from Backlash. Do we have a shaky finish? Is there a schmaz, or is there like a Rock involvement or somebody else involved?
Maybe we throw somebody else in the mix.
Who would you now? Everybody, okay, I'm glad we brought this up because everybody's talking about this dumb finger thing that The Rock keeps doing.
What?
3, 2, and everybody says he's gonna have 1, right? Do we bring in that 1 to help Cena retain at Backlash?
Yeah.
If so, now you say yeah. Who would be that third person?
Seth Rollins.
Is that the Dandy?
The Dandy. Me and my wife call him the Dandy.
Seth Rollins.
Okay, so Seth Rollins now buys in again.
Who would be more bothered with Cody's success? A man who couldn't defeat him all 3 times, no less where he beat him where he had 1 good arm.
That's true. All right, so that's a good turn. Now Seth all of a sudden goes heel. So now you have
He's
Rock,
not already.
Rock, Cena, and Seth Rollins all rocking out heel gimmicks. Does Seth Rollins continue to do the Dandy gimmick, or do we straighten him up a little bit?
We straighten him up. Woo!
But the Dandy's kind of a villain already.
We make him more serious.
A little bit more serious. That's what I'm saying. A little. We smoothen the edges.
We tone down the flamboyantness out of him, and
that's the freaking part.
Yes.
We take the freaking.
We probably even drop freaking because I don't understand why that has to be a thing still. Vince isn't even there, but hey, we're still marketing this. We believe in Seth freaking Rollins.
Yeah. So okay. So now Seth is on their side. Comes out of Backlash.
Wait, you see Rough Shots come?
I see that. We're going to get to that in a second. Now, coming out of that, what's the usual big event after that? Is it Crown Jewel or some shit?
Probably King of the Ring, I think, would be after that.
Yeah, okay, so King of the Ring. So now, who does Cena fight now? Does it continue to be Cody Rhodes, or do now we feed somebody else?
We insert a new challenger.
Who is that new challenger?
It has to be on SmackDown, correct?
I would assume, because he's got the SmackDown title.
I would put LA Knight in that spot.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. You turned Seth Rollins, I would have turned LA Knight. Because LA Knight and The Rock have a little bit of a history. LA Knight's an actor. He gets the Hollywood lifestyle from Hollywood, right? Oh, LA Knight. Yeah. So to me, I would have turned LA Knight. And then I would have had Cena fight Seth at King of the Ring. So like instead of so now this is where we're different. Now here's our flashpoint. Because we were on the same page. Now here's our flashpoint paradox, right? So now I'm going to follow you. Now we're going to SummerSlam. Cena retains the title against LA Knight. Yes, no. Yes. So Cena now is continuing to run this dominant streak of being a heel. Defeats LA Knight. I would. Now this is not my story. This is your story. Does LA Knight lose cleanly? I would put Cena over cleanly at that point.
Yes, yeah. Okay. I put him over clean.
All right, so Cena goes over cleanly on LA Knight. He goes to SummerSlam. Who is now SummerSlam's kind of the showcase of the Immortals at the summertime, right? It's that big WrestleMania of the summer.
The WrestleMania of the summer.
Yeah. So who now?
Is it outdoors?
Yes, most of the time, yeah. So who's the big challenger for John Cena at the Summerfest?
His big challenger is Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, returns to try to take back his championship gold. I like that. I like that very
The
much.
fat boy.
Okay, so now I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to go to mine.
Okay.
Right? So now LA Knight turns. Obviously, Seth Rollins loses to Cody Rhodes, to John Cena with the help of LA Knight.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes returns, comes out and helps Seth. Right? SummerSlam, big tag match. John Cena and LA Knight versus Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes, where I would have Cody and Seth go over on LA Knight.
Okay.
So LA Knight looks like the fool. You don't want to, and also Cena doesn't have to defend the belt. He doesn't have to defend the belt to be on the show.
Correct.
So to me, I feel like a big kind of tag team match like that would be pretty cool, where Cena and LA Knight can take the L going into the fall. Now we're going into the September show, which I think that's Crown Jewel, right around those times, right? It's the fall that Crown Jewel comes around, right? And that's a pretty big deal now, I assume, because of the significance of the event and how big it is over there in Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah, which is interesting because now what we know is, at some point it's usually 2 times out of the year,
Yeah,
the spring/summer and then the fall. Now it's going to be 3 if you throw in Royal Rumble for next year.
because it's in Riyadh, right?
Yes.
The Royal Rumble. Okay. So now we're at Crown Jewel. Who do you put in front of your heel champion right now?
I put Roman again.
So it's a rematch now. Roman's going back to back against Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Does the final boss get involved in your storyline at this point? Because now the tribal chief is becoming a thorn in their side.
He has to.
It has to happen, right?
Who's trying to talk him out of doing this?
Okay, maybe The Rock goes, I acknowledged you as my tribal chief. Now you must acknowledge me as your final boss. And
yeah,
Big Rock, what?
Are they related?
They're actually related, yeah, cousins.
You can't have a tribal chief and a final boss at the same time.
That to me, okay. See, I like what you're cooking.
You can't. Okay. That's the same amount. So
now, obviously, I have Roman Reigns in my back pocket, right? Because I haven't used him yet, right? And I would break him out at Crown Jewel. That's why I break him out, all right? And then it would become like my lovely wife just said. It would become. I don't have to listen to you because I'm the tribal chief, but then The Rock would say, I am the boss. I'm the final boss. You still have to listen to me.
It's like 2 lions.
So it would be like 2 alphas.
Yes.
So you would kind of start, the seeds right around Crown Jewel for what I would cook up going into like the next year, right? So Roman says to him, I took back my Ulafala. I am now the tribal chief of this family. I will now become the tribal chief of the WWE again, securing my WWE championship. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, The Rock gets involved, and Cena comes out on top on my end, which is now skewing Roman into not so much fighting for the title, but now he's got his eyes set on the final boss. So that's where we're going to kind of leave that. Now, the next big event is obviously it's Hell in a Cell, usually in October.
Yeah.
All right. Do we want to book Hell in a Cell? Or do we just want to jump right over to the War Games?
No, it would probably be. I'd go right to War Games.
Yeah, sorry. So we're going to jump right to War Games, the Survivor Series. Now, what is your big setup into War Games, and how does War Games play out for you?
Trying to think of all the top players that be in this match. It's going to be a little ridiculous, so just bear with me.
At this point now, yeah.
Rock, Cena, Rollins,
okay,
Drew McIntyre,
okay,
and Jacob Fatu.
Okay. All right. I like that. Versus
against Cody,
Cody.
Roman Reigns, LA Knight. I don't know why. Why am I doing this? Oh, why am I forgetting a name? Solo
Solo Sikoa. Oh,
on
wow.
that team.
Okay. No Jimmy Uso?
No Jimmy.
No Jimmy. You got one more, right?
Damian Priest. I don't believe I said his name.
You didn't. No, yeah.
That guy's too hyper.
What?
That guy's hyper.
Yeah, Damian Priest is, got a lot of energy. Okay, so now going into my war games, obviously I have Cena, LA Knight. The Rock doesn't fight. I don't put The Rock in. It's The Rock's team versus Roman's team. They're not in the match. They just picked squads, and it's going to represent them. And it would be
some fighting.
Hey, you got The Rock right in there, boy. That's sick. But I would have Cena, LA Knight. I would put Solo Sikoa with him, Tama Tonga, right? Because I think Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa are gonna still stick together as bad guys, and I think Jacob Fox is gonna go babyface.
I'm just having everybody wrestling because right now at this point it's the highest grossing event currently. Like that's what'll just come down to at that point.
I like the addition of Drew McIntyre to your team. So I would probably either drop in Drew on mine as well, or I would go Kevin Owens because he's kind of like a loner. You know, he doesn't want to be involved in the shit, you know?
Yeah, because he'll wind up getting himself eliminated on purpose.
Yeah, some dumb shit, yeah. So I'd probably drop in Drew. I think Drew makes the best sense. Or like maybe like The Rock takes like the Rock's eye falls on to like Damian Priest. And he kind of likes how he is. And he's like, And he's trying to like sway Damian to join this Hollywood. You could be the next Hollywood star. Could you imagine coming up from the Bronx, New York, to live in a mansion and be a big movie star? We can make that happen. You know, because he's starting to sell that dream now, right? So try to sell it to Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes already had it. He's trying to make it big because now you can sell it to someone like Damian Priest.
Is he like serious about that though? Like they're actually gonna be actors or something?
But they all do. They all get into it. It's acting in some form other than pro wrestling, right? So I would either drop Damian.
So you're turning Priest or no?
Yes, because to me, Drew McIntyre has all the potential to turn into a great anti-hero. Because he's already kind of there. The way he speaks, the way he acts, it's kind of already there. It's only a matter of time.
Is he only not because Gunther is?
It's not even that. It's just because he's like a crybaby right now. Once the crybaby shit stops, I think he has the potential to turn babyface real quick. But I would put Damian Priest. So I would have Damian Priest take the deal that Cody wouldn't. And Damian Priest and that LA Knight. Because now what you do is you can eventually kick LA Knight out. And I'll get to that in a second. So now you have those five guys on The Rock's team. Roman's team is Jimmy and Jay.
Okay.
Solo, Jacob Fatu, right? All of a sudden now it's Jacob instead of Solo.
Okay.
Right? CM Punk again, because of the tie to Heyman. Right? And Cody Rhodes. Again, because Cody and Roman now have a history. No Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's not tied to this anymore. Okay? And I'd have that go down.
Gotcha.
I'd obviously have Roman's team go over again on LA Knight. And like I said, it just brings me back to what I'm saying. Because then the next night, either on Raw or on SmackDown, they put the boots down to LA Knight. They go, you're not. And now they have Damian Priest. They don't need. And I like the name Damian with The Rock being like the Satan, the son of the devil, Damian Priest. You know, so I like that whole thing. So you kick LA Knight out. Now you can turn LA Knight babyface.
So he's like a cowboy devil?
Essentially. It's like, he's like they call him bisexual entertainer. Yeah.
No, I meant The Rock. You mean is like a devil?
He's like a cowboy devil is not something I was expecting to hear.
He's a cowboy devil.
He looks like with the weird like vest and stuff.
No, it's Elvis. He's dressing like Elvis. He's in his
That's
Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis used to wear the jumpsuit.
You hurry up.
Yeah.
That's Elvis.
That's Elvis. Like that's what got me. I'm sorry. Yo.
But yeah, so I'd have them kick
That
LA
was a
Knight
real
out.
reaction for that right there.
So now we go into December. Here we are.
It
His
was
last
almost
match.
insulting.
It's going to be called Ruthless Aggression. They're saying they're speculating that it's going to be called Ruthless Aggression in Boston.
Boston.
December. It's his last match. How do we vanquish?
Supposedly.
How do we vanquish the demon?
I'm trying to get
With
my
an X.
tickets. I don't care.
What if Damian Priest becomes an exorcist and he's the one that destroys the demon, like you just said? This priest.
You're really firing off into the ether there, aren't you?
You just said.
Digging.
How do you say?
I
You
love
just said exorcise the demon.
I love it. Well, yeah, because we're going to exercise the bad guy. Malik now. Let's tie up Malik's fantasy booker. How do you do it, Malik? Who's he fighting in December, and how does it end for one John Cena?
Oof. Well, he's no longer the champion. Oh, no, wait. Son of a bitch, he never lost the title.
No, he's still got the belt in your universe. Same with me.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
One last match against Cody. One
That's
last
what I
match
forget.
against Cody.
Now, let me ask you this question. And this is probably one of the on everybody's mind. Cody gets the 1, 2, 3, adrenaline running through his soul, right? Oh, with the belt, everybody's going nuts again, right?
And then someone comes up from behind him and punches him in the head.
Does John Cena get up and shake his hand? Does John Cena turn babyface back or try to like get some redemption there? Or does he kind of disappear and we don't hear from John Cena for a very long time until we put him in the Hall of Fame?
I see them shaking hands. I see Rock coming down and being disappointed.
Right.
Talking down to Cena.
Yeah.
Slapping Cena. Cena snaps out of it. Attitude adjustment to The Rock.
I like that. That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Crossroads, you get his arm raised and standing in the ring, you know,
I like that.
with the crowd in his hands.
That's good. I like that. Here's how I would switch it up a little bit. I would do Cody as well in December. All the while, we'd obviously didn't get into the promos we would see on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. And to me, it would be an underlining story of how Cody is going to he's going to not only take his belt back, but he's going to make John Cena see the error of his ways. Like he's obviously starting to see, like as we go through the year, you kind of start to see little glimpses of John maybe down himself. That's why LA Knight sucks. That's why LA Knight gets the boot, right? And shit like that. And as we're going into December, there's a little cracks between The Rock and Cena. That's why The Rock kind of signs off on Damian Priest, because now he wants, a backup plan. Because we know, word for the true final boss, The Undertaker. That's funny. So we get to December, and it would be one of those things kind of like WrestleMania happened where a bunch of people come out to try to like interfere.
Yeah.
And I think it would end to me. The Rock has Cody right where he wants him. Tribal Chiefs music hits. He spears The Rock. Everybody goes bananas. Cody gets the win on Cena. And then Cody and Cena and The Rock, same way as you just kind of said, have like this disagreement. And then Damian clobbers Cena, right?
Okay.
Cody leaving, him and Roman leaving, right? Turn back like this and look. And they see The Rock and Damian Priest putting the boots to Cena. And they kind of look at each other and they do one of these babyface moments. Right? Crowd goes nuts, right? The babyface moment, right? And then they hit the ring. They hit the ring. They clear the ring. And they help Cena up. And Cena, learns the error of his ways and then goes off on his merry way. And yes, he did. He did agree to do DDP yoga. That's very true. So he will be doing yoga with DDP. The Undertaker, I like to see this side of The Undertaker on his podcast and stuff like that. This human side of The Undertaker.
By the way, him impersonating wrestlers or managers is his Wildfire Tommy Rich is great.
Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Oh, my goodness. That's going to be it for the feed today. We did Tony's Takes at the beginning, a little news from the feed. And of course, I knew Fantasy Booker was going to take up a little bit because we were going to plan the next, essentially 6 months of the heel John Cena. I'm going to ask this honest question to you, and I think you've answered it to me multiple times, and we're going to keep asking it until December. Do you think he does? Do you think this rolls some traction that he says, all right, maybe I'll stay until WrestleMania?
No, this
You
is
think
his
the
final.
right.
This
Okay.
is his final year.
Coming from the one who has all his merch.
I know.
Yeah, this is his final year. No takebacks.
That's it. Okay. So, like I said, I
I
think it
probably
is
have
too.
seen his final piece of merch, or alleged final piece of merchandise. You know.
Obviously, they're gonna turn him face. At the end, it's gonna happen. He's gonna learn the error of his ways, or at
What
least
if
you
he's like
assume.
under a
The
spell?
best to me, the crazy the craziest way to make him go out is the way like Eric Bischoff went.
Yeah.
You know, where they threw him in the dumpster and he just left. You know, that kind of be crazy to send Cena out that way. I don't think that'll happen. I think Cena will get his curtain call exit, and then a year or two he'll go into the Hall of Fame, and that'll be the next time you see John Cena. And if anything, he'll induct in the Hall of Fame, and then the next night on or whatever it is,
You're
whenever the
gonna
night
turn
is
the Rock into the Pebble.
on WrestleMania, it's fun. And then at WrestleMania, Cena will probably come out and give you the time is up, my time is now, nostalgia shit. But
I don't think so.
I think we go into this. It's going to be pretty cool. I think you're going to think that he's going to either take the belt with him into Hollywood or he's just going to retire with it. I think that's kind of the picture they're going to paint. I don't know. Like I said, I'm happy to play fantasy book with you today, but the feed is every Saturday now going forward at 11 a.m. So if you're always free, I'll always send you an invite.
I'll be popping up.
All right. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Like I said, enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon. Is there anything on tonight in terms of wrestling?
Nope. Oh,
No,
we got
right?
it. Oh, wait, no. AEW Collision is on tonight.
AEW
No,
first.
there's nothing.
That's on.
Listen, you did ask.
Yeah, that's on if you want to watch it. Knock yourself out. Have at it.
I'll be watching AEW Revolution. I wish I could do a live. I swear to God.
It's on tomorrow? Is that on tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Tomorrow at 8.
Listen, you want to go live? I'll give you access to the thing.
I don't know. That might be suicidal on my behalf.
Yeah, for real. I still can't believe there are people that are supporting that product.
Let them enjoy what they want to enjoy.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes. Let me enjoy what I want to enjoy, even though I'm unhappy with it.
Yeah. you
Don't
guys-
yuck their yum.
Listen, you're allowed to complain because you actually invested and you watch it. So,
Yeah.
I've invested enough in them.
yeah. So you're.
I have
more than-
pay-per-views. I have pay-per-views on this DVR box from 2022. Okay, so yeah.
That's impressive. The fact that you actually paid for it, it's still impressive to this
Wow.
very day. We were in the chat room, the three of us, me, you, and Greco, and you guys are talking about Revolution, and I was like, "You guys are actually gonna pay for that shit?" And Greco goes, "No."
I was like, well, only me. I said I'm the only dude.
But anyway, enjoy Revolution. I'm sure we're gonna get a play-by-play breakdown on Monday.
Oh
on
yeah.
Spot Monkey Radio, 10:30 a.m. right here on Falls Finish. It'll be me, Malik, and I think Greco's returning. Congratulations to Greco, who just announced officially that him and his wife are having a child. Congratulations, buddy. For real. And I'm sure we'll say that to you again on Monday. But for Malik, for myself, for my lovely wife, producer, this has been The Feed. Until next time, let's keep some kayfabe, folks. Deuces.